Step into any bustling market in Uganda and you will see entrepreneurship in action. Take this vendor, carefully tracking her daily matoke sales. Like any business owner, she pays close attention to the cost of her inventory. But beyond buying the bananas, she pays other costs too. When buying a lunch soda, a value-added tax is added. To keep her stall open, she pays a local trading license. Thousands of shillings leave her pocket in taxes and fees every month. It raises a very practical question. When this money leaves a citizen's pocket, where exactly does it go? You might wonder, if the government runs the country, why do they need to take the vendor's hard-earned shillings at all? Why not just print new notes at the bank whenever they need to build something? If the government simply creates cash without actual business activity, the money loses its value. Prices for things like matoke would skyrocket. To keep the economy stable, the government has to collect money from real work and real sales. This total amount of money collected from citizens and businesses is what we call government revenue. Think of a country as a giant household. Just like a parent needs steady income for food and school fees, the government needs this revenue to manage the nation's affairs. These small, individual sacrifices pool together into a shared national wallet, designed to fund the things the entire community needs to survive. We can map out exactly how this system works by looking at this diagram, which tracks how money moves in a continuous loop. At the bottom, we have the citizens and businesses, and at the top, we have the central government treasury. The largest source of income flowing into that top box is tax revenue, collected by the Uganda Revenue Authority, or URA. This includes the income tax deducted from formally employed workers and the value-added tax on everyday goods. The government also collects money through other means, such as fines for people who break traffic laws or the fees paid for driving permits. The state also generates income from the assets it owns. This includes profits from government-controlled companies like the National Water and Sewerage Corporation and the entry fees collected from tourists visiting national parks like Windy. Finally, there are foreign grants. This is financial assistance given to Uganda by other countries or international organizations like the World Bank. Unlike a loan, a grant does not need to be paid back. A traffic fine, a market trading license, and a tourist's entry fee are all very different, but together they pool into the massive amount of money required to run a country. Once the treasury is full, the flow continues. The government spends this pooled income on collective needs, a step known as public expenditure. A major portion of that spending goes toward large-scale projects that help the whole country. Building smooth, wide tarmac roads helps businesses transport their goods across the country efficiently. It also funds heavy construction, like the building of major bridges and huge hydropower dams, which provide the electricity needed to run factories and power the economy. Revenue also pays the salaries of the people who keep the population healthy and educated, the doctors, nurses, and teachers working in government hospitals and schools. And it maintains the law and order required for businesses to exist at all, paying the salaries of the police and defense forces to keep citizens and their shops secure. Public expenditure combines the small, individual contributions of millions of citizens to buy the multi-billion shilling hospitals and power grids that no single entrepreneur could ever afford to build alone. Let's look back at our diagram. We can see that the cycle is a closed loop. The money that left the citizens at the beginning returns directly to them in the form of shared facilities like roads and security. Think back to our matoke vendor at the local market. When the government uses its revenue to pave a new road, she can transport her fragile crops from the farm to her stall faster, cheaper, and with less damage. The police officers funded by her taxes ensure her inventory isn't stolen overnight. The local health centers, funded by the national wallet, provide the medication that keeps her and her suppliers healthy enough to work. Because of this, it helps to reframe how we view these payments. Paying taxes is essentially a subscription fee for living in a safe, functioning society. This summary table shows the whole picture. Government revenue is the total money collected by the state. It comes from taxes, non-tax sources like fees, and foreign grants. It is then used to build infrastructure, provide social services, and maintain national security. By contributing to the national wallet, you are ensuring a stable environment for everyone. It is an investment in creating a better, safer Uganda, where your own business has the foundation it needs to succeed.